Welcome back to Washington Journal. We're joined now by Representative Maxine Dexter. She is a Democrat of Oregon and a member of the Natural Resources and Veterans Affairs Committee. Welcome to the program.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me.
And the Congresswoman is not going to be with us for very long, so if you'd like to talk to her, you can please start calling in now. Democrats are on 202-748-8000, Republicans are on 202-748-8001, and Independents 202-748-8002. Congresswoman, last month you joined three other Democratic representatives on a trip to El Salvador to push for the release of Kilar Abrego Garcia. Can you tell us about that trip?
Yeah, the trip was really intended to make sure that we were standing up for due process and for every person within our borders' rights to due process. And Kilar Abrego Garcia was a key figure because the Supreme Court, in a 9-0 ruling, had ordered the president and the administration to facilitate Mr. Abrego Garcia's return. The lack of action to that end should be concerning to every one of us because it appears that the president and this administration does not value the right to due process that all people have, not just citizens. Every person in our borders has that right, and we are not abiding by that right, and we wanted to make sure that we were advocating and showing up as leaders at the legislative level, federal level, to make sure that it was clear that that is not in line with our values as Americans or with our Constitution.
And were you able to meet Mr. Abrego Garcia?
No, we were not. We suspected that that might end up being the case. We did not go there, expecting that everyone was going to make sure that we had access. We were on a no-del. It was not an official congressional delegation trip. So we knew that there would be more challenges, but we wanted to make sure that we went to El Salvador, people saw that we were advocating, and that we, frankly, had press coverage that would elevate this in the public's eye, and I think we were successful.
And when you say it was a no-del, who paid for the trip?
We all did out of personal expenses.
And were you able to go to the prison itself?
We also requested through the U.S. Embassy an opportunity to see at least one of the facilities, and those were denied.
The Hill reports that Minority Leader Jeffries was pushing back against criticism of Democratic representatives going to El Salvador. Initially it said that he didn't want you guys to go, and then pushed back against that. And I mean, what have you heard from your leadership on the Democratic side about these visits and whether or not they're distracting from the agenda of focusing on the economy?
I'm just going to address what is true. Our leadership knew we were going. They did not tell us that they wanted us or didn't want us to go. They believed that what we were doing was in line with representing our districts. They absolutely agreed that due process is an issue. We got back, and I've gotten nothing but support from our leadership. So any other conjecture is beyond what I should be mentioning.